Hey guys, it's Jason again. I want to do a video on how to make a watermark. Now, everybody's watermark is going to be individual to them. And again, like always, I'm not telling you my way is the only way or the best way. I'm just showing you a way that I've done it and how you can do it easily, quickly, and get fairly good results. Um, so in this particular video, I'm going to put one together for JB. That's Jason B in our group. As you know, we have Jason W, Jason M, Jason B. I think there's another one in there too. But anyway, this is for Jason B. Um, Now, this is not necessarily the logo he wants. It just happens to be one I found on the internet fairly quickly. And for the use of this video, it's fairly quick. The first thing I need to do is this says JB printing in it. Now, there's a couple ways you can get rid of this if you run into something like this. All I did was I took the color sample tool and I sampled the color inside the in, so that would be the closest color to what would be there, and then I just took a paintbrush and then I just painted over the word printing. Now if I wanted to get fancy, which I'm not going to, but should I have made this logo for myself, I probably would have replaced the word printing with photography. And then we have this. Now, the next thing I would do on this is I would isolate some colors in this. I would isolate the background. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer by hitting Control and J. That copies your layer. I'm going to disable the base layer, so I'm working on this layer here. Now I'm going to select the background by hitting Select Color Range. That's going to bring up my color range box. I'm going to select the white, make sure all my fuzziness and everything is sampled, and say OK. And that should select all my white. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit delete and get rid of that. That leaves me with just the color information that was blue before. I'm going to go ahead and hit the selection tool again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to desaturate this. So I'm going to say image, adjust, desaturate, because I want this to be black and white. Now, as far as what we can do with this, you could go directly from here to the next step pretty quickly. But you're going to need to do a couple things in order to do this. First thing you want to do is you want to select the whole image. So you want to hit Control A. You want to hit Control C to copy that image. Then you want to open your picture that you want to put your logo on. Now this is one of Jason B's photos. I just grabbed this one randomly. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control C to print that. So now I got the logo right there. I'm going to hit Control T, and that's going to allow me to transform that image, and I'm going to move it down over here. Now I like round logos. I think they're harder to get rid of. And I'm going to drop that right about there. Now, the first thing everybody's going to say is, you can barely see it, it doesn't make sense, it's too obnoxious, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're right, it is. So here's where it becomes the ghost logo. What you want to do is you want to go up here, and you want to go Layer, and you want to say Layer Style, and you want to say Bevel and Emboss. And that's going to bring up another dialog box that's going to allow me to apply layer styles to this image. There we go. So now the first I want to do is I want to contour that, and you'll notice down here it made it kind of look like metal almost. The next thing I want to do is I like to use a glow to mine, so I'm going to hit outer glow. Now if you double click on these, they open up to more information in here. You'll notice that this is yellow, and for this particular purpose, this image, yellow is not going to be so bad. A lot of times I'll use white, but because there's so much white and dark in this image down here, this is pretty HDR'd, that it makes it a little difficult to see. And the last thing I do is a drop shadow, and that actually puts a shadow around the outside as well. So you see we've really made that logo stick out. I'm going to hit OK. Now here's where it comes in. Now I got that ghost logo down there, and everybody will say, oh my god, that logo is so obtrusive, it's so big, it's so bright. Well, we're going to remove all the background information with the fill. And what that's going to do is going to take the image, but not the adjustments we made on the layer adjustments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower that fill, and you'll notice that the ghost logo stayed, but the image didn't. See that? So you can do that, and that way your image will stay. You can kind of change the adjustments a little bit, however you like them. You can go all the way down on that, and then if you want to, you can actually change the overall opacity, and you can see that you can actually get rid of the ghost logo. But at this point, I'm going to leave it pretty high. And that is a real quick and easy way to ghost logo. You could use the same exact thing I just did with text as well. You could come over here, you could use a text layer. You could enter a new text layer in your image, change the font, change the size, position it where you want. Once you got it where you want, you go back up to that layer and you click on that layer style. You do those same things, the bevel emboss, outer glow drop shadow, and then lower the fill opacity, and it will only leave the layer adjustments and not the actual text. And that's a great way of making a ghost logo very quick. Now, what you can also do is you can save that ghost logo you just made. See that? You can save that as an image, and then you can use that in the future and make it real easy to ghost logo your work quickly like that. I have done that a couple different times for my work. We're using the JDM one now. I used to have a different one that was JDM photography with a picture of myself in it. I actually made one for Crystal like this, and you can do it yourself. It's extremely important that you put a watermark on your work to designate that as your work. If any of you saw, I had a picture I posted recently of some of my work that showed up on someone's birthday cake that I knew nothing about. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but it is pretty rampant out there. If you get a good shot, chances are someone's going to steal it. And this is a good way to keep your work yours, and it's also a great way to get recognition and kudos, if you will, for your work when you post it on a publication like Through the Lens magazine. So guys, that's it real quick. Just a real quick way to make a watermark for your logo. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment area below, or message me on throughthelensmagazine.com. Thanks, guys.